In this video, I want to show you how to handle sales call objections easily. I'm going to give you a completely new way of thinking about this that has made our company about $10 million. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ross Johnson. I own a company called smartcoach.com, and we train new entrepreneurs and experienced entrepreneurs on how to grow their business. Now, we've grown our company just in the past couple years to about $8 million per year, and we plan to scale it to $100 million. That's what this channel is all about, sharing the secrets and the lessons I've learned along the way with you so that you can benefit from my mistakes. Now, let's dive right into this. When it comes to doing a sales call, most people do a sales call like this, and this is the wrong way to do it. They first have a discovery. So when you hop on a call with someone, you have to develop rapport. You want to ask them about their problems. You want to learn more about this person. Then, when it comes time, you make them an offer, which is your coaching service, your services, products, programs, online course, whatever it is that you're selling. And that person, at that moment, when you bring up the pricing and the offer, they get to make a decision. And that decision usually results on most sales calls in objections. Typically, the primary objections are time. I don't have the time for this right now. It's not the right time. I want to think about it. I'm not sure. Money. I don't have the funds for this. It's too expensive. I'm going to have the money later. I don't have any credit. Or partner, which is I need to talk to my partner about this. I'm not the only decision maker in this buying decision. And this is how most sales calls go. People just have a discovery period. They share an offer with the prospect. The prospect gets to decide whether or not they want to actually buy this. And usually they get out of it by bringing up one of these objections at the end of the call. Here's the problem with doing a sales call this way. If they bring up the objections at the end of the call, now you have to debate and argue with them and give them justification for why those things do not matter. You have to tell them why they do have the time right now. You have to work it out with them. But here's the thing. They've already made a decision about those things. So once they've made a decision that they do not have the time, that they need to talk to their partner, that they don't have the money for it, it's very hard to actually change that decision because now you're going up against them. They're on the defense and you're on the offense against them. Here's how we do it in a different way to handle objections before they ever come up. This is how a sales call should go. During the discovery phase on the call, you actually want to handle their objections through a series of questions. What you want to do is think about all the reasons why somebody would not buy your offer when you present it to them before you present your offer to the prospect. That way, when you present it to them, they don't have any objections because you already handled all of those objections before you bring up the offer to them. In the discovery period, you want to ask questions. For example, if we were selling a business service, that's what I sell. So I'm going to use that as an example. But it could be related to health, fitness, relationships, whatever your product is about that you're selling them on, you can just interchange this type of script. You want to ask them during the discovery phase, do you feel like you have time to invest into your business right now? How much time per week are you investing right now? And how much extra time do you feel like you have to invest in your business right now? They're going to tell you, right? They're going to tell you how much time they actually have to invest in their health, in their relationships, in their business during the week. If they tell you that they actually do have time, then that's great. You've already handled the time objection. You know that they're not going to be able to bring that up later because it's already handled. And if they tell you that they don't have a lot of time, you can actually work with them in the discovery period to create a strategy, create a situation where you rearrange their schedule with them, show them that they actually do have time, and you can handle that obstacle and that objection before they bring it up later. Because if they bring it up later after the offer, when you start coaching them and strategizing with them on how they can change their schedule, they're going to be on the defense. They're going to think that the reason why you're changing their schedule is so that they'll buy your offer. But if you do it before you present them with an offer, they're going to feel a lot more open. They're going to feel a lot more like you're just trying to help them get the time that they need for the thing that they want to work on. So that's how you can cover the time objection before it ever comes up during the discovery phase. Then you'll have some more conversation with them, and you might ask them how much they've invested in their health, their business, in their relationship from a time perspective and from a financial perspective. And if they feel that they're in a place where this is really important to them and they're actually willing at this point in their life to invest more time, more energy, more money, more resources into resolving the problem that you've both identified together in that discovery phase. If they say yes, then you know that they're not going to be able to bring up the investment aspect into the objections after the offer, the finances, the time that they're going to need to invest in order to actually get the result and actually buy your offer. What you can do is bring that up, and if they say that they don't, I'm not sure I'm in a place where I can invest more time, more energy, or more money into this, you can ask them about the different things they're spending their money and time on right now. Is there anything we can remove? You said this was a priority. We're on this call together. Let's see how we can move some different things around with your finances, move some different things around with your life so that this can be a priority for you, unless it's not. Is this still a priority for you? And if they say, yeah, it is a priority for you, well, okay, we need to act like it's a priority. Maybe we can remove some things in your life that are non-essentials and we can replace it with this priority. And you can show them how they can get the finances, the money, the time that they need to invest into fixing this problem that they have. During the discovery phase, you can coach them. Again, if you present them with an offer and then they bring up an objection later that they don't have the money, they don't have the time, they don't want to invest in this right now, it's really hard to coach them from that perspective because they're on the defense. They are on the defense when you're doing that in the objection stage after the offer. If you're talking to someone about their finances and asking them how they can remove all of the different coffees and fun things that they're doing in their life so that they can start getting their health and fitness goals or their business goals, they're going to think it's just because you want their money and you want them to buy your offer. If you do it before the offer, they're going to think that you're coaching them to help them get their goal, which you actually are. And so the last one is in the discovery phase. You also want to ask them about their partner. How does your partner feel about you pursuing this new health goal? How does your partner feel about you pursuing your goals in business? Are they supportive of that? How have they been supportive of that, right? Get specific with them. How have they supported you in those decisions? Have you made any big risks or pursued any big goals? What did they say about that when you tell them about your dreams? And you can identify whether or not they have a supportive or an unsupportive partner. If they have a supportive partner, fantastic. Then later on, when they say, oh, I need to talk to my partner about it, you can tell them, I thought your partner supported your decision. Do you really need to talk to them about it? Or is this an objection and a fear coming up that we need to work through for you to reach your next level and reach this goal and actually solve this problem? Are you coming up with excuses? And you can coach them around their fear. The best thing to do on a sales call and what you want to leave for the end is fear. A lot of times people bring these things up at the end of the call because they actually are bringing up fear. They're uncertain. They're about to make a life-changing decision. Once they accept this offer, they're now financially and mentally committed to changing something in their life that's been really hard for them. And so if you put them into that situation, a lot of times fear comes up because they're moving into the unknown. That's the best thing that we want to coach people on at the end of the call. And we want to make sure they can't use any of these things as an excuse to cover up their fear. I don't have the time. I need to talk to my partner. I need to think about it. I don't have the money. Actually, are you sure you're not just scared? Because we talked about all of these things earlier. You told me you had hours a week to work on this thing. You told me you were willing to invest but from both a time and money perspective, and that this was a priority for you. You also told me that your partner is super supportive of your decision with this goal and with your finances and what you're doing with your business, with your health, with your relationships, whatever it is that you're selling. Are you sure it's not just fear coming up? Maybe we could talk about that. Then you can peel back all of the layers and you can get to the root of the problem and you can coach them that this is going to be a powerful decision for them. It's going to change their life, that they're moving in the right direction. Now, I want to leave you with one more thing before we wrap up this video about how to set up your offer. This is the most powerful question that we use on our sales calls that I've ever had on any type of sales call script, any type of offer. And this really goes along with the whole timing thing. You want to ask, why now? Why is right now the time for you to start changing your health, improving your business, growing your business, improving your relationship? Why are you ready to change now? Why are you pursuing this right now? Why are we on this call? Why is it so important to you right now? And what's going to happen is they're going to explain to you why right now is the right time for them to be doing this. This really robs them of bringing up that objection after you make the offer. Because if they tell you, oh, it's not really the right time, I need to think about it. Well, hold on a second. You just told me for 5 minutes why right now was the right time for you to do this. So it goes like this. Why now? And then they're going to sell you on why right now is the best time for them to do something like this. And you're going to go into it. It's called an assumed close. You're going to basically say, well, great. I'm so excited to hear that right now is the perfect time for you to change your business. Well, let's get you started. We can do it for, the program costs this or this. And you give them 2 options. Both of them are yes. Instead of, do you want to buy it or not? You say, it's $1,000 or $100 a month. Which one do you want to pick? And then they have the decision to make. And where the objections come in, there are no objections. There shouldn't be any objections left, because if you did a good job during the discovery phase, you incrementally covered all of the objections that they could bring up to you here. And they might still try to bring those objections up to you in the objections part of the decision on the end of the call. But again, you can just talk to them about how they already told you that they did have the time. They do have the money. They do want to invest. Their partner is supportive. There's really no reason for them to not do this. You have covered every single thing with them that would prevent them, logically, from moving forward. Now we just need to cover the emotions, which is, are you sure you're not just nervous about making a big commitment, that you might fail, that it's scary to move to the next level, that you're finally going to change your life? Are you sure you're not just nervous about what that means? Are you sure you're not just nervous that it might not work out? Are you sure you're not just nervous about the risk? Let's talk about that, because that is really what the sales call is all about. These things over here are not real. They're not real. If someone is really committed to their goal, they will find the time, they will find the money, they will do what they want to do regardless of their partner. And so when you get them committed to these things before you present them with an offer, you can be on the same team as them. You can coach them from a perspective of being someone who's helping them versus someone who is coaching them on these things just to get them to buy your thing. And so it changes the total dynamic of the call, and it's extremely powerful. So what you want to do in summary on a sales call is, before you present your offer, you want to think about all of the reasons why they wouldn't be able to buy your offer, all the logical reasons: time, money, partner, whatever it is. And you want to think, how can I ask them questions during the discovery phase to ensure that they are qualified? They do have the time. They are willing to invest. This is a priority for them. Their partner is supportive. They actually want to do this. And then you can present them with your offer because you know that they're in a position to buy your offer. They're qualified. And then at the end, you can coach them on their fears. And it's very obvious to both of you that it's just fear that's left over because everything else has been covered. So that's how we handle objections. This is the appropriate way to do it. I hope this video was super helpful for you today. If it was, leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.